I'm here. Let me know if you guys can hear me. If there's anyone in the chat already. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to Salty Locs Adventures Live. I'm Salty Locs, and this is your front row seat to extreme underwater diving, adventure, spearfishing, and all things under the sea. Once you get settled in, be sure to hit the like button and feel free to share the live. If you're on the replay, welcome. Sorry you missed the live session, and I hope you can join us next time. If you aren't following Salty Locs Adventures on other social media platforms, be sure to do so if you want more quick clips and behind-the-scenes action. I post reels and random tidbits on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Quite a bit of them don't ever make it to the YouTube, so that's just another way for you guys to stay connected. You can find me on TikTok with the same username as YouTube, which is Salty Locs, SALTYLOCS, and on all the meta platforms such as Facebook and Instagram. The username is Salty Locs Adventures, so SALTYLOCSADVENTURES. Make sure go ahead and add me if I am not on your list already. Few things have changed about what I'm going to talk about today. I have been prepping to go on a liveaboard dive trip for the last few months. And in case you don't know what a liveaboard is, it's simply a large ship that hosts divers in the ocean. So basically you get on the boat and stay on the boat for however many days the trip is set for. This one, which was the Lionfish Invitational Research Expedition, was going to be about 3 to 4 days of diving. It was set to be in Texas, about 70 to 115 miles off the coast of Texas, in the Gulf of Mexico, it was going to be in the Flower Garden Bank Sanctuary, which is the only national marine sanctuary in the Gulf of Mexico. It's famous for its underwater communities, the salt domes, and the sanctuary basically protects 3 distinct areas, which is the East Flower Garden Bank, West Flower Garden Bank, and Stetson Bank, each with its own unique food webs and characteristics. So basically, this was going to be all about lionfish. It was a Lionfish Research Expedition. The boat was going to be broken up into hunters and scientists. So a mixture of the two, pretty much people who are really into the lionfish hunt. Unfortunately for me, Mother Nature and I don't know what other law has deemed this trip to be unfit for June. So it's been canceled, unfortunately. I was actually going to be leaving to head to Houston tomorrow, and plans have been canceled. Between the weather that's stirring up over there, the ship that we were going to be using, which is the MV Fling, they blew the compressor. And although they've ordered a new one, apparently it wouldn't have passed the air test in time for us to go diving, which would basically kill the trip because we're out, like I said, about 70 to 115 miles out on the ocean. And if there's no compressor to fill the scuba tanks, we can't dive. So 2 things caused this trip to get canceled. I'm a little bummed, but we're gonna make the best of it. So although that was going to be the topic for today, we're gonna have to go ahead and shift, and we can talk about all the other stuff that's going on in the world of Salty Locs Adventures. So Aside from that, last month we just came off of the St. Croix Lionfish Derby. So, and we won. I know I did a live last month, but it really was a quick pop in and out. I didn't stay. Um, I didn't stay very long. I was just kind of giving you guys an update to go ahead and fulfill my one live a month, the quota that I'm trying to do. I was also trying to get a video of my first dive with CORE, the CORE organization in St. Croix. I was trying to get that up for you guys to view on the YouTube channel, but circumstances didn't allow me to complete that in time for it to be ready for today. But I'm still working on it. On top of that, I have all the other lionfish dives that I've been doing, and I also want to do the St. Croix Lionfish Derby video for you guys from this year. I think I got some pretty decent footage, so that you guys can follow along with that. So that's probably going to come up next after that first core lionfish video that I work on, and that would be next. Let me see. Let me know, is there anybody out there? You guys have anything that you want to talk about happening on the channel? I do have some other news though. Today I am the new brand ambassador for Life League gear. So that's exciting news, I think. It's exciting for me. The weekend before, I did the Darefield Beach cleanup, the pier cleanup. So that's actually another video that I need to prepare for you guys. That was neat. I have this is a sticker from the cleanup. See if you can see that. I think it's a pretty cool sticker. Probably go ahead and add that to the Zookeeper, my collection of stickers. All right. So we did the cleanup. I got a ton of lead weights. There was tons of lead weights under there. The problem with this year's cleanup is that the pier is actually closed for construction. It'll probably be closed for another year, at least a year and a half. So what that did with the cleanup is that no one was able to actually go. Usually there's people on the top side, on the top of the pier. And there's usually buckets hanging down from the pier, so that whenever you fill up on the trash that you're collecting, you can always put them in the bucket, and people lift them up, pulley them up, and toss them out, and then let the bucket back down. But with the pier being closed, there were no buckets hanging. So as you can imagine, with me finding tons and tons of lead weights in the sand under the pier, the mesh bag that I was carrying started to get really heavy, and that messes with your buoyancy. I had to inflate my BCD a little more so that I wouldn't be sinking on the ground. But then you have to keep your hand on the bag as well, because if you let go of the bag, then you're going to go flying up to the surface, which isn't it's not a dire situation, because I was in less than 20 feet of water. But as you can imagine, that can make my diving a little difficult. So that brought a little bit of excitement to the dive. The other thing about this year's cleanup, the weather wasn't really cooperating 100%. So there was a lot of surge. So in the video, you'll probably see me kind of like swooshing back and forth, trying to get the lead weights out, or trying to dig them out of the sand. And I had a nice little interaction with a really small fish. The area where I was cleaning out with the lead weights, there was this fish there that was like, "Why are you in my home?" It was a cool interaction. So you'll get to see that on the video once I'm able to work on that. Like I said, the next one coming up will be the core lionfish dive, the very first one that I had been on since getting to St. Croix. And I think I've done maybe a total of 3 now with them. I'm missing the one tomorrow because I'm in Florida right now, and they're going to be going out again tomorrow. Um, but there's going to be a lot more coming down the pipeline. I'm going to continue going on dives with them as often as I can. They usually post about 2 dives every month. So once I'm available, I always sign up for that. So there's going to be plenty of those. So if you enjoy the lionfish hunting, make sure you're subscribed so that you and turn on the notification bell so that you are notified whenever I put those out. I know I'm a little behind, but life has caught up. I'll definitely have something out for you in the next couple days. Okay, I promise. Actually, I'm working on one that I might be done with tonight, but it's a short video. It's really just like a lionfish medley. Just some quick action of catching lionfish in different areas. Kind of just compiled it all together and talked about a little bit about why we hunt them, and what that looks like, basically. So just something to wet your chaps until I'm done with the long form video. But like I was saying earlier, I have been prepping to go on this liveaboard dive trip, but unfortunately it has been canceled due to some unfortunate events. One being Mother Nature. There's some storms heading that way, and it would make it really difficult for us to dive, and really not safe, to be honest with you. Between that and the compressor on the ship blowing, though they have replaced it or are working on getting one on the boat, it will not pass the air test in time for our trip, because we were actually going to be on that boat. I was going to meet up with everyone. We have a mandatory meeting on Sunday where we were going to get a full debriefing on what we were doing, codes of conduct and all that good stuff. And we were going to head straight to the liveaboard right after that. So it's too soon. So on top of Mother Nature. And, it's something that we knew was a possibility. We are in the middle of June, right? The start of hurricane season was at the beginning of this month and will continue until September, right? So we have to keep an eye out for the storms. Although the summer is great for diving, that's the only other problem, is that you have to worry about Mother Nature. And with the heat that the water is holding these days, I've been diving in like 85, 80 to 87 degrees in the islands. So that's like soup for hurricanes, right? So we're just hoping that the hurricanes do not feed off of the hot water. And we are praying for a calm hurricane season with no one affected, I hope. All right. Other than that, let's see what else we have going on here. So the Lionfish Research Expedition was going to be at the Flower Garden Banks National Marine Sanctuary. We were going to be sailing out of Freeport, Texas. So if you look that up right now, you'll probably see that there are some storms in the area. So unfortunately, the trip has been canceled. Bummer for me, but we will try to make the best of this time I'm hoping to get in the water here in Florida on Sunday. Shoot, I may even go tomorrow. We'll see. Depends on how I feel, right? There's a lionfish derby coming up. I will not be I probably won't be participating in it because I'm planning to head back home. But I believe it's called Operation Lionfish. It's in connection with the Guy Harvey and Warfighter Scuba. They're going to have a derby, 2-person team, $100 a team, with some prizes like you normally would find for lionfish derbies, which is most lionfish, smallest lionfish, and largest lionfish. Have prizes for each of those. Each lionfish that is caught gets you a raffle ticket. I don't know what they're raffling off, but it gets you a raffle ticket. So the more lionfish you catch, the greater your chances of winning the raffle. So if you are in the South Florida area, make sure to look that up and sign up. Zookeeper and Guy Harvey, Warfighter Scuba, all a part of this event. I'm sure if you do a quick Google search, you'll find them. If you're available, find another diver that you trust and get in the water. Try to win some prizes. What do you have to lose? And it's for a good cause. So I was told they help to train veterans, the veterans who got Purple Heart, and they take them on dive. They train them on scuba and take them on dive trips. So worthwhile cause. So the premise behind of the Lionfish Invitational was basically it's a 3-day lionfish research cruise. We would have been boarding the dive charter MV Fling. Basically, they found that over the years, lionfish derbies have helped to raise awareness of the invasive lionfish problem and remove large quantities of lionfish throughout the Atlantic, the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico area. But unfortunately, those one-day events are not practical for that area, which is the Flower Garden Banks National Marine Sanctuary. Basically, due to how far out it is, it's a pretty remote location, and the depths of the reef. The sanctuary is it's off the coast about 70 to 115 miles. So that's pretty difficult for people to get to, without some reliable transportation. And that's a lot to do for just one day of diving, right? So they created this event where there's a mixture of scientists and hunters. And basically, they create several teams of scientists and hunter and send them down into the water. Hunters basically go looking for lionfish and eradicate as many as possible, bring back up to the surface. The scientist makes note of everything that's happening, like where you find the fish, at what depth, what area of the sanctuary, and stuff like that. All of that information is compiled back on the ship, as well as other things. They measure, weigh, dissect the lionfish to just helps us to learn a little bit more about them, what makes them tick, how they're performing in that area, what's inside their stomach, what are they eating, what depth are we finding them in, the water temperature, just to help. It helped. Every little bit of information helps. I was really looking forward to the trip because I was hoping to learn a lot more about, lionfish, especially being that there would be a lot of scientists on board. I have, a few questions that I would like resolved that I don't have for myself, and was hoping to get those answered by, a few experts. So unfortunately, that's not going to happen since the trip has been canceled. There are two more trips this year for that event. They are happening in, I believe it's August and September. Hopefully they don't run into the problems that we did with the weather, and they are able to successfully head out on those trips. But the ones in August and September are already full. So unfortunately, I cannot get on those. I have to try again next year. So we will just continue our local diving for lionfish and participating in random derbies. There's actually one coming up in St. Thomas that I'm hoping to that we enter. The Red Hook Dive Center is hosting a lionfish tournament in St. Thomas in August. It's going to be that weekend of the 16th, I believe. Let's see. Let's bring up the calendar. Yeah, the 16th is a Friday. So I would imagine the captain's meeting is probably going to be that Friday. The event will probably be on the 17th. And if they have an award ceremony, it would be on the 18th. So if you are in the St. Thomas Virgin Islands area and you're interested in participating in a lionfish derby, make sure to look out for that. I don't know if they're taking registration already. I would hope that it starts soon. I mean, we're very close to the end of June. So it's not too far out, right? Less than 2 months away. But I would search for Red Hook Dive Center, Lionfish Derby. That'll probably bring it up. I'll take a look at that later tonight, see if they have anything up already. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, so like I was telling you guys earlier, I had a very good meeting today. I met with Vinny and Chiefy of the Life League Gear brand. Hold on. And I got myself the Chiefy lobster snare. I don't know, it might be too bright for you to see what this says. Yeah, I think it's too bright. But you get the idea. It's basically a lobster snare. I believe they told me it's about 44 inches. A little bit more with the loop open. But it's Chiefy's take on lobster snare. All right. With the loop closed, it can be used as a tickle stick, and you can get really deep under ledges, tickle the lobster out, open the loop, get the loop around the tail of the lobster, and close it up. Now, the difference with this lobster snare versus all the other snares that are on the market right now is the patent pending lock. They have this lock here that you can leave it off or put it on, right? So right now it's in the lock on position. And basically when the lock on is activated, you are able to catch the lobster and let go of the handle without worrying about the lobster coming off the snare. That's with the lock on, all right? Now with the lock off, because it won't move until you do it, all right? But with the lock off, when you catch the lobster, all right, you have to make one movement straight up to the snare and hold on to the lobster, because it could easily wiggle its way out of the loop. So it's up to your preference whether you want the lock on or off, but it's a good option to have, right? because the other snares, they either operate one way or the other, and you don't get the option of doing the other thing. It's made of aluminum. All parts are replaceable. That's a good part about this. Most snares, if something messes up, you kind of have to end up tossing it, right? They use monoline for the loop, which is not going to lose its shape as quickly as the steel cable lines. So I'm very excited about getting to use this. And what else do we have here? I did get me, you guys will recognize these because they probably show up in all of my videos now. I got another pair of my favorite dive gloves. You see the logo down there, Lobster League. He's kind of rebranding from Lobster League to Life League Gear. So this one right now says Lobster League. I'll assume, I don't know, maybe he might leave the Lobster League on the gloves, or he may change it to Life League Gear. I also got a cool rash guard. Lobster League. Nice little pattern on the sleeves. Logo on the back and front. And matching apparel is always nice, right? We got the leggings too. Okay, you know, you got to be fashionable when you're diving. We got that. And I already had a pair of these, so I'm just showing you guys because this is one of my favorite tools. And it's really cool when you're able to collaborate with brands that you already use, right? I have their scissors. I love these scissors because they actually are collapsible. They fold. So there's a button on here. Let's find it. If I press the button down, I can make the scissors fold, right? And then I press it again to get this part. Oh, wait. It gets a little tricky sometimes. Hold on. You got to press this in. This is a line cutter. There's another tool on here too. And then you press this button in. All right. And it collapses like this. So I usually put this in my BCD pocket with the loop, with my model loop. And it stays there until I need it. And in the water, all you got to do is flip this open and you're ready to go. So I use this on the lionfish spines. And then you can always collapse it back. The only thing about these is they're stainless steel, and that's not necessarily a problem. It's just that you have to keep up with the maintenance of cleaning these, because if you let the water sit on them, it's going to rust. So when I give it after getting out of the salt water, I give it a fresh water rinse, and then you should dry it off and then give it a spray. You know, the I think it's silicone spray. Give it a nice little spray to ward off rust. That's why I have my knife, which is titanium, because all you got to do is rinse that and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it rusting. That's why I like titanium stuff, but they are more expensive. So I imagine they're more expensive to make, so they cost more in the store because of that. But yeah, it's really neat. You can probably put a key ring on this and then have it as something that has a, look, it even has the little thing that shatters glass. I don't know if you can see that. So this is a really handy scissors, multi-tool. Has a clip to hold it, but you know, I'm in water. I want something that loops around, not something that clips. because it could easily just fall off. And then, I leave something else to the Mother Ocean. Like I need to donate anything else, right? I'm going to give you guys a close look because, you see this tool in my dive videos all the time, the Lionator, but I want to give you a close view of it. It does come apart. The tip is separate from the actual pole spear, which helps when it comes to traveling with this. This is the smaller version, right? So you just unscrew the tip. I usually have a spare tip cover on it. All right. Just to prevent it from poking anything. When you're ready to go, you just screw it on. And it's a long thread. Make sure that this thing is secure, right? All right, and now you are ready for some lionfish hunting action, right? Here's the rubber band. Goes on your hand right here on the thumb. Put your hand through there. Use your opposite hand to get your dominant hand all as high up as you can on the grip. The grip has little ridges, so it helps to hold. And you have gloves on when you're doing this, of course. It's best to have gloves on. I would recommend it. And when you get in front of the lionfish, you just put it right in the area you are hoping to hit, and you release. It springs forward. You hopefully have the lionfish at the end of your 3 prongs. Lionfish gets stuck like this, and then it has nowhere to go. All right? In most cases. We see, sometimes you get bad shots and they get away. You got to go chase them. It happens. But, for the most part, this spear, this Lionator spear, is the best spear I have used for lionfish thus far. Be honest with you, I think it helps that it's made of aluminum. The yellow one that I have, I believe it's made out of fiberglass. And although I have been using that for so many years, I kind of used it on a lionfish a couple weeks ago, and you really can tell the difference between this one and the yellow one. The yellow one is much slower. I guess I wouldn't know that until I had started using this. And I've used more than one pole spear, right? Because I do have the Gatku, the long pole spear, which is really meant for catching fish, but it does have a tip for lionfish. So I had been using that, especially on the islands, because it's a lot longer. So it allows me to have that extra reach that I need for those really deep ledges, right? So that one is nice, but it's a little on the heavier side, simply because it's made for actual fishing, like pole spearing of regular fish, right? This one is literally has been designed with lionfish in mind, right? It's lightweight. Pretty sure it's made of aluminum. It's really fast. The prongs are a lot longer than the other pole spears that I've seen, right? Which gives you a lot more room to work with in piercing the lionfish. To me, the tips are a lot sharper on these and skinnier, right? You can manipulate them the way you want, whether you want to make them tighter or open them up wider. I usually like it closer because that helps you to catch the smaller lionfish. So I try not to spread these apart too much. I also usually have like a small scrunchie or headband, hairband on this, so that if I do run into a lionfish that I feel is smaller than these prongs will allow me to catch, I tighten the hairband and pull it up so that then the prongs are a little closer. And so I can do this while I'm in the water. And then I don't have to worry about trying to manipulate each individual prong to make them come closer. You just use the hairband, get them a little closer, and then you use it as normal, right? Tighten up and release, and catch the lionfish on the other end. All right, boom, and that's it. I put a ring on this so that I can have a clip that is clipped to me, in an effort to not lose this. All right. Oh, so that helps me to keep me from losing it. Well, that's the idea, right? I have lost it before, but it had nothing to do with the clip. I had unclipped it and had it in my hand, and that's a no-no when you're diving and spearfishing. Having stuff in your hand while you're doing that, you're bound to lose it because there's your senses are firing off in all directions. I'm talking about your sense of hearing, your sight. Everything is just going bananas because it's sensory overload, right? It can be. It's very calming diving, but it can be sensory overload. So I definitely clip everything to me in an effort not to lose it. Because like I said, keeping it in your hand, you are asking for trouble. What's up, Lindsay? I've been here mostly talking to myself. It's all good. Yeah, I'm getting my live done. Um, I'm filling my quota for the month. I've talked about the trip that has now been canceled. Um, I've talked about the Lionfish Derby that we participated in last month. I've talked a little bit about the Deerfield Beach cleanup that I did last weekend, or the weekend before that. Yeah, last weekend. Last week Saturday. About what videos I've been working on, and also a little bit of the news of being one of the brand ambassadors for Life League gear. And I've shown, some of the goodies that I got. Boom. Here are my hot new pair of gloves. You've seen these in the videos. No problemas. This I had already. I really like the brand. These are the scissors that I use on Lionfish. It's actually a multi-tool. It has a line cutter as well as a glass breaker. I didn't even realize this was here until today. You see that little tip? That's the thing that they tell you to use to break glass when you fall in the ocean in a car. Probably will never need it, but it's there. And let me see. I think that's all that this does, I feel. And then you can fold it back, right? Hit the button here, fold it in on that side, hit the button again, fold it in there, and then you tuck it away. I think it's really cool. The only problem is it's made out of stainless steel, so when you rinse it in fresh water, you then have to wipe the water off and then spray it with a like a silicone spray to avoid it from rusting. And I was saying how I really like my knife because my knife is made out of titanium, and I don't have that problem with rust. Because the titanium doesn't rust. You just need to make sure you wash off the salt water and rinse it in fresh water, and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about all that extra stuff that you have to deal with steel. But titanium costs more for them to use as a material to make products. So then it causes the items to be more expensive. Right? Here is the snare that I got today from Life League. This is the Chiefy snare by Life League Gear. Nice, pretty. Will make a nice addition to my little collection of gear, right? This is the loop. Really long, much longer than the other snare. So that will help to get into those deep ledges, right? And it has a patent pending lock on it that the other snares do not come with. So that's one of the advantages of having this snare. It's a lot lighter too because it's made out of aluminum. The others are usually made out of plastic or some kind of steel or something. And it has four, oops, it's a little too long for me to show you, I guess. But it has 4 areas with holes that you can use for clipping or whatever else you might need to do with it. You could probably put the measuring stick on this, because you have to measure lobster when you catch them, make sure they're the right size. So you could probably easily add a measuring stick on this, since it has the options here. The green one that I have only has 1 hole, so it's an upgrade. I can't wait to use it in the ocean and catch some lobster that I will not be eating but sharing with you. It's a win-win situation, right? Big things, brand ambassador things. That's what I'm talking about. Big blue lights. You're next. You're next. Oh, and shark bands. Shark bands too. We're going to put that out in the universe. I mean, I advertise for them already, right? We might as well make it mutual. I clearly did not advertise this live well enough, which is usually the case, but it's okay. Yeah, man. But we got a little bit of that, and then I was showing earlier. I was showing as well. We got the leggings, right? So I'm gonna be diving in style the next time I go in the water. You got Lobster League sleeve pattern. I don't know what kind of pattern is this. This reminds me really of hogfish. Pattern of hogfish on the sleeve. All right. And then you got the little the logos on the back too. Right. It fits great. It feels good. And imagine this pants is an extra small. I was like, I haven't worn extra small in like over a decade, but it actually fits because it's stretchy material. So Lobster League. Oh, and my hat. See my hat. Boom. What the sun want with me now? The sun don't want nothing. And they have the dive flag on the back, on the bottom. Sun can't catch me now. Yeah, man. So we good to go. And we have some more things coming. He's gonna send me some more stuff. So one thing at a time, right? But they are nice colors, yeah. And he have bathing suits and things too. So your girl about to be flossing in these underwater streets. Yeah, man. All right, what else we got? That was pretty much it to know. I got a trip that got canceled, and I explained why and what's going on with that. Now my next thing is with that is trying to figure out whether I'm gonna do it next year. It's such a long ways away, right? I really was looking forward to this trip. So I might just go ahead and sign up for the next year's trip because I get first dibs on that. I probably won't have to go through the application process that I did this year. Um, or maybe I do, but get first dibs anyway. Just because the trip didn't happen due to Mother Nature and some other unfortunate events that caused the compressor to blow. And although they have a new one coming, the air test isn't going to be done in time for our trip because the trip starts on Sunday. The boat goes out into the ocean on Sunday, and they don't have enough time to get a new one and have it pass the air test to make sure it's safe to use on the trip. So even if the weather clears up, which it probably won't, which would have been really bad for the diving as well. You could imagine how sick I would be with hurricane weather going on over there or tropical storm weather making the waves. I know you wouldn't last. I would have to be drugged up on Dramamine, heavy dose. So unfortunately, it didn't work out. I don't know. Maybe we can do it again next year, or there might be some other trips. There, I did meet with Zookeeper at the Deerfield Beach Pier, and they do have their yearly trip to Curacao. I think that's usually in April, so maybe that might be an option of something to do when it comes to helping eradicate some lionfish. But I really do want to go on that research trip though. So we'll see what happens. All in all will be well, one way or another, right? Boop boop. So let me see. Like I said, I am working on the video for the core lionfish dive. That's going to be up next. Then I probably can do the Deerfield Beach cleanup. And then the lionfish derby, the St. Croix lionfish derby that we did last month. I think that's going to be the order of the next couple of videos coming up. There is one that I probably will be done with tonight. I was just trying to do captioning to help to keep audience attention. But it's a vertical video just showing random shots of me catching lionfish for about maybe 3 minutes and a little bit of an explanation about what lionfish are and why we hunt them. So that will likely be up in a few hours before the end of the night. Hopefully that wets your whiskers while you wait for my full length video. All right. Remember, always there's always Salty Locs merch available. You see this one, Eat More Lionfish. Let me show you the full Salty Locs. Boom. No, it's on the opposite side. Salty Locs love. All right. Eat More Lionfish. I'm going to put the link to this up so that you guys can easily find it. Where are we? Okay. The merch show. All right. Salty Locs merch at saltylocs.myspreadshop.com. Feel free to go on there and see what items are available for sale. I also have a second store. The second store mainly was made because the Spring platform has a lot more merchandise items, and not just that, they actually ship to the Virgin Islands. Unfortunately, as much as I like the products on my spread shop, they don't ship to the Virgin Islands, and that's where the core of my audience is from. So I have those two options. If you have a United States address, you can get it shipped there and get it that way. Or, I've kind of tried to duplicate and add extra items on the Spring store for you as well. So those two shops are always available for Salty Locs gear. Right? Never forget. You driving. Okay, no problem. But yeah, so we always have Salty Locks gear, and every now and again I come up with something, some other design to add. The one I really love the most is the one that have Salty Locks with the stripes going down, and they have Virgin Islands on the bottom, and they kind of have like a silhouette of like the palm trees and stuff. I really love that one. That's the one I had put it on a, what do you call, the racer back tank, and I wore that t-shirt out. That thing been through it. It lasted a long time though. So the quality of the stuff coming out of Spread Shop is really good, especially when you get the premium, like the premium t-shirts. I would spring for the premium versus the regular t-shirts. It's better material. But we have a little bit of everything. We have headbands, I got socks, I got slippers, I got iPhone cases, I got mugs, we got pillows, we got hats. What else I got? Got aprons, they have backpacks. So take a look at the shop, see what's good. Nice colors, bright colors mostly. You got your deep blues and grays and blacks too. I don't discriminate against the stuff, but I do like the bright colors, the bright pastel colors are my go-to. All right. Bubble. But that's about it. I don't know. I don't have anyone here asking any questions. So I have been here chatting for about 50 minutes now. Let me see if I had anything else on my agenda. Let's check real quick. Nope, I think that was it. This live was supposed to be, all about this trip that I had coming up to the Flower Garden Banks National Sanctuary in Texas. The explanation for the event is basically it's a multi-day event, and it's a science-based research expedition, where they basically have like 11 dive teams work to remove as much lionfish as possible, and while also recording very helpful data on lionfish activity and sightings. So like I said, it would be like a two-man team, one scientist, one hunter. And while the hunter hunts for the lionfish, the scientist records everything that they can record about the event. So let's say I found a lionfish in 45 feet of water sitting above the reef. The scientist would make note that one of the lionfish were caught in 35 to 40 feet of water, where it was caught, what fish was nearby, and like the surroundings of where we caught it. Even if you didn't catch one, even if you saw one and you missed it, they have to record the miss. But basically, it's all about gathering as much data on the lionfish in that area. In addition, they say there's a science team of 8 divers conducting surveys to determine what species, quantities, and size of fish are present at each designated site before and after the removals. So, after we're done hunting, they go down. Well, before and after. Before we go hunting, they go down and see what kind of fish is present, and they do that again at the end of the removal. So it's a controlled, well, it's not really controlled, but it's a controlled area, right? And this is conducted over 3 days. And I just know I would have learned a lot, but I guess later will be greater, right? Can't beat Mother Nature. There'll be another opportunity. I guess we'll have to try again next year. Until then, I will continue doing all my local dives and participating in any lionfish derbies that are available. in the areas that I am in at the time. There's one coming up next weekend, but I probably won't be in town for that. If I am, it's easy enough to sign up. It's a two-man team, Lionfish Derby, $100 for two people. Typical prizes like they would for regular lionfish derby, such as the smallest lionfish, largest lionfish, and most lionfish caught. And every lionfish that you catch, um, you get a raffle, you get an entry into the raffle for whatever the raffle prize is. So I think that's a pretty good deal. On top of whatever prize you win for catching, the fish in those categories that I mentioned earlier, which was smallest, largest, and most. All right. So that is that. Anything else we have coming up? There is a lionfish derby coming up in St. Thomas that's being hosted by the Red Hook dive shop, but I haven't seen too much commotion about that. I do know that it's that weekend of August 16th through 18th, though. That much I can tell you. You'll have to look online to see if registration is open for it yet. We are hoping to enter into that derby as soon as registration is available. We are likely going to participate. So that's coming up. So that's what, less than 2 months away. Other than that, we're going to continue diving, get back to St. Croix in July or the end of June. Probably go diving that weekend during the week as well. Mango Melee is coming up in St. Croix. We did that last year. I don't think I really posted about it though. So maybe we could do that because that's Mike Funk from the Core Lionfish organization made a ceviche with mango, and it was delicious. So he had the Tostitos chips, them tortilla chips, and the ceviche. He dipped that. It was so good. Who knew that mango could go in ceviche? But it can. It tastes good too. Maybe I could get the recipe from him and make some of my own. We'll see. Other than that, that's all we have right now coming up. That liveaboard trip was a big trip for me. Unfortunately, it's not happening again. So we're gonna have to fill that space in with some other stuff. But anyway, I am roughly an hour in, and I think I have chatted myself to death. I don't have much else to talk about unless you guys have any questions. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And we'll meet again. I don't know. I'm going to try to come up with maybe this will be every third Friday or something. Every third Friday of the month. I know I need to be a little bit more consistent about the timing so that at least you guys know when it's happening, so that it's not like a surprise. I did give some fair warning though. I did this maybe 3 days ago, but I know I didn't really advertise it like that either. I think I was more disappointed about this trip getting canceled. So after I posted about it, I found out the trip got canceled like the next day. So I was like, darn, there goes my topic. Right? Because really and truly I was going to find out how much of that trip you guys wanted to see, what it is you wanted to see. If you had any questions about lionfish that I haven't answered already in all the videos that I've done. Because me personally, the question I have is if there is a way to identify the gender of a lionfish without actually seeing whether it has eggs or not. I'm very curious about whether there is a way to identify them from the outside. I think it's probably a no, but what better place to ask than a bunch of a boat filled with scientists, right? So I was looking forward to learning a lot more because I'm sure there's tons that I still don't know. But, next year. Yes, I like my belly. And I don't like fruits in food, but it worked, man. It really did. It worked. It worked out, and it worked out well. I went back for more. I was like, this is good. And Mango Millet has all kinds of mango stuff. And I think I had just eaten a mango ice cream and then add the mango ceviche with the chips. It was chef's kiss. But anyway, yeah, unless anybody have questions, we gonna say toodaloo. This is, once again, this is Salty Locs Live. Salty Locs Adventures Live. I am Salty Locs, and this is your front row seat to extreme underwater diving adventure, spearfishing, and all things under the sea. Now, if you are not following me already I know you in Vex. You didn't even want me to go, but it's all good. You worried about me being in the ocean for days. It's not that serious. It's what I want to do. It's perfectly safe. Anyway, like I was saying, you don't got me off track. If you are not already following me on the other social media platforms, make sure to fix that today. On Facebook and Instagram, I am Salty Locs Adventures. Let me go ahead and type that in here. At Salty Locs Adventures. All right. That is at Salty Locs Adventures for Instagram and Facebook. And it's Salty Locs on TikTok. I post stuff on these platforms that might not make it to YouTube due to copyright issues with music and stuff like that. And, you just get some behind the scenes stuff more real time than YouTube. Sometimes it takes me months to even post the video of something we did, because it takes time for me to compile all those videos together, do the editing, grab all the funky music that goes to the soundtrack to set the mood, all the voiceovers and stuff I have to do just to make it entertaining for you guys, right? So it takes me a little longer to do those long form videos. Although I love doing them, I wish there was a way for me to do them faster, to pump more out for you, because I dive so much, but a lot of it never makes it. And not that it never makes it, but it takes a really long time to make it to the YouTube channel. So if you want the more quick clips, little pictures here and there of different things I might be doing, or just random ocean related stuff, little reels and videos of me catching lionfish, definitely follow me on those platforms, right? To keep you abreast on what's going on in the world of Salty Locs Adventures. And until then, till next time, say hello to the new brand ambassador for Life League Gear. Zoom in on that logo right there, Lobster League. It's really Life League Gear though. He's changing the name. All right. I just got the pro version of the Chiefy lobster snare. So we'll be getting ready to go in the water with this anytime. Well, Florida lobster season is closed right now, so this is not happening this week at all. Perhaps when we get back to St. Croix, we can take this for a spin, see how it works with the patent pending lock. All right. Nice aluminum body, mono loop, replaceable parts on pretty much everything. So if something breaks, it's likely something that can be replaced. Comes with a 1-year warranty. So check it out. And I have a code if you're interested in buying it. So I will be posting that on the video once this live is complete. I will post where you can find this. Use the code, get 10% off your purchase. Helps me out, helps you out, helps us all out, right? Got a new pair of gloves because the ones I have, they're still kicking, but you know, they've been through it. I use that while I'm hunting. I use that to clean fish. It's on my hand every time I dive, so eventually it gets worn out. It's starting to lose, it's starting to wear and tear. Right? I still have a few more dives. It still has a few more dives in it, but so I'll put these on reserve until then. But they are here and ready, waiting for me to use when that time comes. Okay, I don't want to like have a big hole in the middle finger and something and then don't have a new pair to replace it with. So we're ready to go. Anyway, I'm going to work on those videos for you guys. Stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. Turn on the notification bell so you're notified when those videos come out. And I'll see you on the next one. Stay salty, my friends.